Hey guys, it's Miss Nicole from Miss Nicole's Nice Place, and so this is like the parent edition because I do a lot of stuff with kids and it's wonderful. And then I thought, like, actually, there's a lot of things I'd like to be able to share with parents too. Not that I'm a perfect parent at all most of the time, but there's a few things that I've learned over the years. So I have two boys, they are 10 and 11, and we had like major problems with infertility, and we're really grateful that they're here, and they're wild and they're nuts, and sometimes they drive me insane. So sometimes it feels like it's, Miss Nicole's not so nice place.
They're really good at this one.
But it's real. So there are in this video I just wanted to share with you 5 things that I wish that every new parent knew. I was kind of neurotic. I learned everything that I could possibly know about pregnancy. Like, I knew, like, each week the baby was a certain kind of fruit, like I had like a pineapple at one point. Anyway, like, I knew all that stuff. I knew all about Braxton Hicks. Like, we went to breastfeeding classes. I was so ready. I had on my birth plan, which, by the way, didn't matter. It didn't go as planned either time. It is what it is. So first, I wish I knew that the story of your child's birth or the adoption story is amazing. It's amazing, right? It's like, even thinking about that story makes me feel a rush of, like, I don't know, it's like I'm on speed or something. It's because your body or your process, whatever it was, like, now you're a parent, right? So it's amazing. Share your story. Become part of a mother's group, a parenting group. Like, share your story. Like, have in your group, take time where everyone goes around and tells their story of how they became a parent, because it's an amazing story, and it's like one of the most beautiful human experiences we could possibly share. So I encourage you to share your story. Okay? All right. So the second thing is, you're not going to know your kid yet. All right? They don't know you. You don't know them. It's no different than, like, hanging out with some guy on the bus stop. Okay? Like, you don't know if they're a night person or a day person. You don't know if they're an introvert or an extrovert. You don't know if they like, pickles over turkey. I mean, like, you have no clue who they are. So it takes time. It takes a lot of time to get to know your kids, and just be patient with yourself, because there's just no way in hell you're going to know your kid the first minute that you meet them. You're just not. It takes time, and that's like relationship that grows. And I'll give you an example. So my youngest son is definitely an extrovert, right? And he's always up in the evening, like, wanting to talk. Well, when he was little, for like 6 weeks in his life, like, I would try to put him to bed, and he would, like, scream for hours, for hours. He'd be screaming, and I was like, oh. I went through everything. Is he sick? I took him to the doctor. Did he have acid reflux? Did he need different lighting? Like, I did all that kind of stuff. And here's the truth that I've learned as he got older. He's an extrovert, and his time where he, like, comes alive is in the evenings. So here I was taking this, like, really gregarious little baby, and I was like, okay, it's time for bed. And he's like, wait, Mom, I'm trying to party. Like, hold up. So it just wasn't jiving, right? So I thought I was doing something wrong the whole time, and it actually wasn't me. It's totally him. So go easy on yourself. You guys are getting to know each other, so definitely go easy on yourself. Okay, third thing is, you might, but you definitely will, but you probably will. No. You might hate your spouse, your baby's other parent. You might absolutely hate them. Like, kind of plan on it. For some reason, I don't know what happens. No matter what that person does, no matter what they do, it feels wrong. You're like, what? I could do this so much better. I could do this without you. Oh my gosh. But you really can't, right? You really actually can't. But there's going to be a time where you might hate them. And so I encourage you to, like, persevere, keep talking, definitely keep those communication waves open, because you need them and they need you, and that little baby needs both of you. So you know, it's hard. It's really not easy. I mean, 10 years later, I finally like my husband again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like, it does take a really long time, and you have different parenting styles. And so you have to figure out like, how am I going to do this? Oh, you're going to do it that way? Okay. All right. And the other thing is, give up a little control and realize like their way might actually not be horrible. Now, if they're like abusive and terrible, that's abusive and terrible. Different story. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, if they, you know, feed the baby this way and you feed the baby that way, like really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's the third thing. 4, put that baby down sometimes, right? Like you need to make sure that you have a little bit of time for you. Okay, I know it's luxury. Like some of us have the privilege of having a partner. Okay, I get that. I get that. So if you don't have that privilege, I encourage you to talk to neighbors, to talk to your friends, to talk to like people at your work to see how can you get an hour a day to yourself where you can take a shower and maybe go to the store if you need to, but like get out of the parent zone. Get out, because you'll go crazy. You lose your mind sometimes, right? Those little things, you love them so much, and you also like you lose you. So definitely find a way that you can get out for an hour a day. Like it's a lifesaver. It could really save your life, and it will definitely save your sanity. Okay, so that's 4th. And the 5th one, and I think it's the most important, is like, you know what? You're doing a good job. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing about parenting is perfect. So here's the deal. Is your baby fed? Is your baby clothed? Like, do they have a diaper? Is it clean, right? Do you love them, right? That's it, okay? Everything else, all the experts that tell you to do this or it boils down to those things. Like, is your baby fed? Is your baby clean? Do you love your baby, right? So like, and obviously, is your baby getting health care? Okay, that's like, yeah. So doing those things, just know that you're doing a good job. Like, I think that we have so much pressure on ourselves to like be super parents, and it's unreal. It's unreal. Lower your bar. As my kids have gotten older, my bar is like super low. I'm like, woo, maybe I should. No, don't. You'll just drive yourself crazy, right? So I'm gonna tell you one story and then we'll be done. I was going to visit a friend that lives above New York City, and so I was taking the train up, and like I had like my pump, because I was a pumper. I was not a breastfeeder, hated breastfeeding. Sorry. Lots of people love breastfeeding. It's great. I wanted the baby to have breast milk, hated the experience. Totally okay, right? So anyway, I had my pump, I had like everything to sterilize things, I had like millions of baby bags, I had my own bag, I had my baby, I had the like carrier with the car seat, and like, anyway, it was a big rigmarole, right? Like, I went on one train and then I had to move to another train, so I had to take a taxi, and then in the taxi, they're like, you can't, I was like ready to try to put the car seat in and like buckling, and he was going, and I was like, wait, no, you know, and anyway, we all survived. Everything was fine, but it was super stressful. So on the last train where I was almost there, I was like, you know, playing with my son, and there was this woman that said, all she said to me was, you are doing such a good job. Look at that baby. He's looking at you, he's smiling. And like, when she said that to me, I like lost it, because it like, I was trying so hard to be a good mom, and just this random stranger was like, you're doing a good job, and I needed to hear it. And so if someone hasn't done it for you, let me say this: you're doing a great job. Okay, just keep loving that baby. You're doing a great job. All right, so we'll talk more, give some more parenting tips next time, but just know it doesn't have to be perfect, and you're doing great. Okay, take care. Bye.